Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Life After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 43.
Listen, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. Blair, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
So we start with Bianca and Daniel.
Yeah.
So Daniel's parents and his cousin Robert come over to visit. Mm-hmm. The parents take Daniel out shopping just to get some one-on-one time to really see where his head is at and how he's feeling. Robert and Bianca go to grab some food. So the mom is telling, what's his name, Daniel, that she likes Bianca pretty much as long as she quits drinking. She'll still like her.
So you don't like her? Daniel
says that she didn't drink last night, and there also came up the issue about how she doesn't agree with birth control or condoms. Mom tells him that it was pretty much dumb on his part because they had intercourse and didn't use protection. And mom tells him, look, if you guys break up, you're going to be broke paying child support.
Yeah.
So he asks his mom what she thinks about him proposing, and the mom recommends that he wait 1 to 2 years just to see how things play out.
Yeah.
Daniel says that he wants to give her that promise. He proposed to her while in jail, and he wants to get her a ring. Currently, he's not financially independent, but he wants to give her a ring to show the promise that he is serious.
Okay. So
Bianca ends up ordering a drink while she's out with Robert. Robert orders one too.
Whoa.
They both drink and take a shot.
Yeah.
Okay. They down at the bar. They ain't getting no food.
They taking shots. It's one thing to just have yourself a drink. They taking shots.
Yes. So Bianca says that she drinks a lot and it's going to be hard for her to stop for Daniel's sake. She tells Robert that it's gross that Daniel's a mama's boy, and Robert tries to explain to Bianca that Daniel had to step up when his dad left his mom. Bianca says that, he should know that he's with somebody younger who wants to have fun. So she fills him in on the argument about the coffee situation. She talks about how she's not happy with their sex life. There's no foreplay. And Robert is like, it's only been one night.
Only been one night.
But in the confessional, Robert's like, I don't know how to help Bianca because I just be wanting to stick it in too. He's like, I guess that's just a guy thing. We just got to do better on foreplay. So Bianca feels that when it comes to the birth control and the Plan B, it's her body, her choice. And she has not taken the Plan B yet.
Oh my gosh.
So Robert tells them to kind of wait and test the waters before they have a kid. He also reminds her that Daniel does not have a job yet. And she's like, well, I have money.
Oh my goodness.
So Daniel walks into the bar with his parents.
Oh boy.
And the dad walks in asking what they drinking.
What y'all drinking? Let me smell it.
So part of Daniel's incarceration was that he was drinking. And the daddy says this is BS.
It is.
The mom tells him, look, you knew that we were coming. And Robert pipes up and says that he probably shouldn't have brought them there.
Yeah.
Well, Daniel says, like, look, Robert, I'm not upset with you. You're not the one who said you wouldn't drink. He's upset with Bianca because she said that she would not do that.
Yeah.
Well, Bianca says she can if she wants to. He tells her that he's triggered. What if he wants a shot right now?
Yeah.
And she tells him to take a shot.
Go ahead, take it.
He tells her that was a test. You failed the test. And she tells them it's your problem that you have to deal with.
Not mine, yours.
So the dad talks to her and it's like, maybe you could control your drinking just for a little while, show you could go each day without it, and Daniel will be more comfortable in the relationship.
Yeah.
So Daniel pulls her outside to talk, and he tells her that it's a trigger for him, and the girl is drunk. She's over here like, I want a kiss, give me a kiss. And he's just like, I don't want to taste the alcohol on you.
He was really acting like the devil in this scene, like, kiss me, taste this alcohol. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. And the mom is like, I'll talk to her when she sobers up. But the mom and the dad end up driving them back to their apartment.
She says, I'm good to drive.
Yeah.
The mother was like, no, come here, little girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Bianca and Daniel get back to their apartment, and he asks if she's going to apologize. She has nothing to say. She tells him that it's his own problem, and she's giggling. She's laughing.
Yeah.
So break up with Bianca.
Wow.
Like, she doesn't care about your sobriety journey. She doesn't care to make sure that you are happy and healthy. She is selfish, as a lot of young people are.
Yeah.
So allow her to live her life the way she wants to, and don't let her drag you down. Because like you said, once you get to drinking, you get to do a fentanyl. So it's a whole other thing with you.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you just don't drink. I don't understand the whole parents thing of, like, I like it as long as she don't drink. They knew she wasn't going to stop drinking. So I don't understand why they didn't use that time to encourage Daniel to break up with the girl, to not be with the girl, come home with us. So, like, Bianca, there's nothing much to add to Bianca than what we already know. She's a trash human being based on what we see on the show, based on the characteristics that we've seen on the show. She wants to have she just against all boundaries. She don't care about babies, so she'll have them. She don't care about her own health because I'm sure she did not, quote unquote, get any health screening from Daniel while he was locked up. So she just having unprotected sex with him. And then she don't care about his journey and things like that, because once you get with someone like that, it's no longer his journey, it's our journey. So she's immature. Send her back where like she's from. There's nothing much really to add to Bianca.
Yep. So we move on to Justine and Michael. Michael just got done punching a hole in the wall, and he goes to take a walk.
Yes, he is. His hand hurt.
So he's talking about how he's mad. He's going to take away all the electronics, maybe even cut the brakes so they ain't got no power in their room. So he was mad that he has to work. He has to put his career as a rapper on the back burner. And Justine is also high-risk pregnancy. So it just feels like the world is caving in on him. Yeah. Michael comes back in the house. Justine is sitting on some steps, and he's about to walk past her. And Justine was like, don't walk by me. Like, I did something wrong to you. She tells him that, look, we are on the same team. And he's telling her that the kids need boot camp. And Justine explains, look, the kids have issues communicating how they feel, so they act out. So they have to teach them how to effectively communicate. She's like, you're breaking stuff after the kid just broke his phone. And like, how is that helping? And she talks about how Michael needs to work on his anger. So Michael's like, yeah. And then he goes take the TVs out the room. I'm going to take the TVs out the room. I'm going to do what I said. So later on in the episode, Justine meets up with her 19-year-old daughter, and her daughter is just thriving in Vegas. She is at college. It sounds like she's doing well in school. Also sounds like she's participating in a sorority. And so Justine tells her daughter that she is high-risk pregnancy, and if anything happens to her, she doesn't think that Michael would be able to care for Santana in the way that she would want him to. The daughter is a bit more sensitive to Santana's needs, and so she recommends that the daughter care for Santana. And then maybe she and Mike could care or share custody of the younger babies. The daughter tells her mom that she's selfish. Basically, this is selfish because you decided to get pregnant so soon after having the baby. Also, they told you not to get pregnant again. And the daughter is finally getting her independence, and she wants to be able to live out her life the way that she wants to.
Stop right here for a second. Justine was in high school with this child. Yes. You get what I'm saying? You got to understand something. When it comes to mothers or fathers and their children, beware of the parent who is jealous of the child. And what do you mean by that, Chris? I mean simply as this. Hey, I had you when I was in high school, and I still had to do what I had to do. So you, 19-year-old, gonna have to step up if something was to happen to me. While at the same time, she's like, I don't trust my husband to take care of the kids if I'm gone. Well, don't be gone then. Right. And one way to stop yourself from not being gone is to do what the doctor said. Don't get pregnant again, because you be high risk. And now every conversation you go into the doctor's office, they talk about, dude, you got your will ready? Yep. Because it's a possibility. You get what I'm saying? So I do think that the mother was selfish. I think it's like the daughter's, listen here, this could be the last luncheon you go hear from her. You won't see her until she graduates. She is barely 2 years into college. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And you already telling her, hey, you may become a mother within these next couple months, and I need you to step up and help Michael. And listen here, I had to help raise you when I was in school and things like that. I ain't go to college because I had to raise like y'all and things like that. And I'm like, that's selfish. And don't be jealous because your daughter has a better and free life, and she's building her life better than how you're building your life and things of that nature. Yeah,
and I totally agree with the daughter. The daughter was looking at her like she was crazy. Yeah. Like, why would you do this?
Listen here.
And look, your mom's immature. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Or irresponsible. However you want to put it.
All the above.
So, well, Michael was playing basketball with a 17-year-old daughter, and he's asking her how she feels, how she's doing, and she feels like a neglectful parent because they have two more younger siblings that are back, and I think they're like from Boston or whatever. Yeah. So, the mothers didn't want their babies to move out to Vegas with them.
Of course not.
And basically, they're also talking about how having this new baby is irresponsible. Michael does regret the timing of the pregnancy.
He said, I don't regret the pregnancy, but I regret the timing of the pregnancy.
I'm like, you need to regret the pregnancy.
You have over 7 kids. Yeah. And all of them is not even in the house. Yeah. Listen here, the floor about to give out. Dude, you get what I'm saying? The floor is not, I'm not saying it's as expensive to live in Vegas, but it's not cheap. Yeah. It's not cheap to live anywhere, really, in like America. So the floor is about to give out, and you have to come home and take TVs off the wall.
Yeah, like he said his budget was smaller than an ant's butthole.
Yeah,
like, so that's tight.
Do they got buttholes?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Well,
actually, I don't know.
I don't think they do because that's not how they give birth and lay eggs and stuff. So who knows? Who knows?
So Joey and Kim. So we're still waiting to find out who Casey's biological father is. It's going to take a couple weeks for the results to come in.
Yeah.
They are talking about how they want to go house hunting to purchase a home, but they haven't quite found a house that they like yet. Kim is telling Joey that he needs to go get a job, and Joey's like, all he can do is HVAC, but that is not what he wants to do.
Wait a minute now. You mean all you can do is HVAC? Listen here, everybody need an AC.
Yep.
Everybody need heat.
Yeah.
So, hey, you're in a position where you can't really decide what you want to do. Do what you can do. You get what I'm saying?
So Joey goes to a job interview where he applied for a HVAC position. He talks about how he knows the basics and he has like a certification.
Yeah.
The employee tells him that, look, it's a grind. You're going to be working in extreme temperatures. You're going to be crawling in crawl spaces. But over time, you could end up making six figures.
Yes, you can.
So Joey tells the guy that he just got out of prison. He was on opiates. And the employer tells him, look, we are going to have to do a drug test before employment. But based off what you're saying, it's a no-go.
Yeah, you don't even like. You should live with that. Okay,
but he was like, "We'll leave it to HR, and I'll probably call you and kind of see if there are any other positions I might be able to offer you."
Is Joey gonna get that job?
Joey ain't gonna get that job.
Man, come on, man.
But it's good that he led with it because they probably are gonna do a background check if he's in people's houses and stuff.
I'm about to say you have to lead with it.
Yeah,
you have to lead with the person that you are and trust, because this is the truth. There are people out here who want to be good people, and who basically believe in giving people second chances.
Right.
So it's best that you lead with it. I will lead with it first before you even know my name. You get what I'm saying? I'll lead with it first, and then you sit down and I'll let you make the judgment on, do you want to give me a second chance or not? It's really up to the employer. So like I it is what it is. This is the reality of Joey's situation.
And to me, Joey seemed a little bit off. I don't know if Joey's on something, but Joey just seems always like really like sleepy or like off. So
like high, maybe
high, like I think he might be high. Like something. He's not with us all the time.
Oh, okay.
Something is off. So we get to Melissa and Louie.
Yeah.
Louie is going engagement ring shopping with a couple of his friends for Melissa, and his budget is around $10,000 to $12,000
for a ring.
So the jeweler recommends a lab diamond. You could get a bigger size for a cheaper price. And he explains that she wants no less than 2 carats. So the jeweler's explaining to him, if you are going to do 2 carats, you're going to have to up that budget. So they show him a ring that's about $20,000 to $25,000. That is 2 carats. Now he's feeling like he doesn't know if he's ready to propose. He has to take a walk outside. He needs to catch his breath. Like that's all hitting him like pretty fast. He talks about how he used to never value money. Now he saved his money up for this moment, but he was not expecting these prices. So when they come back in, the jeweler works out a discount for him. He selects a ring, but he still ends up spending $6,500 over budget. Overall, he spent $18,500 for this ring.
What?
I was just like, this is stupid.
Number one, the benefit of being with a woman is that they're bad with numbers. What do you mean they're bad with numbers? She don't know the difference between a 2 carat and a 1 carat. She don't, right? She can look at it, but when she have it in person, she can be like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy for the ring and things like that. So I'm like, why are you so like, I got to get her this 2 carat ring? And it costs almost like $15,000.
Yeah.
It costs your whole budget and some. So that's stupid. If for someone to know you and to know your situation and to put that demand on you, don't care about you.
Yeah.
Don't even care about themselves, because now you're in the red. You get what I'm saying?
And that means we're in the red.
Yeah. So it's like, it makes no sense. Listen here, man. You tell her it's 2 carats, but she don't know numbers. You always have women that always say, you know what, I want this big and this small, but they don't really know the realistic numbers. So don't even listen to when they say I want 2 carats. Give them 0.7 carat.
Oh gosh.
It go cost you about $1,000, maybe 2, and then go on with your life. Make sure it's real. Make sure the clarity is good, that like you can see it and it shines, and she'll be happy.
Yeah, I I think that was a big ask of her to ask him for something like that, especially knowing his situation and how hard he's working. He's like got 3 different jobs that he's working.
Now he hustling now. He working.
It's not like he's not doing anything. It's not like he's Joey talk about what he, cherry picking what job he's going to be doing. Like he's out here working, grinding, trying to save money. And it is really sad that she doesn't seem to have any empathy or understanding for that. And it's just like, well, let's get something that we can afford. And maybe down the line, if we're more successful, we can upgrade,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that that's a pretty selfish demand, especially if you guys are coming together, your finances are coming together. Like, why would you want to be out that much of your savings? Like that's wild to me.
That makes no sense.
So we moved to Karak and Britney.
Hey.
Brittany doesn't want to be in this environment.
Wait a minute.
Apparently, she saw a crackhead asking a kid for $5.
Wait a minute.
I'm like, Brittany, you need to walk faster. You should be hearing or knowing what other people talk about.
Come on now.
Just go to your motel room.
You knew there was crackheads out here.
Exactly. So she cleaned the motel. She talked about she's stressed. They can't have visitors. They can't go out past 11 p.m. And Karak has a job out in Texas, and he might end up losing this opportunity. He's now realizing with his family gone that there's really no one to fall back on.
No one.
So he tells her they both have been in prison, and they can thug it out with the microwave.
Yeah, because she said my stomach started to hurt from all the fast food.
Yeah. And Brittany's saying that she doesn't want to be reminded of her time in prison, and the PTSD is setting in for her. So she's going to meet with her parole officer to find out what they need to do in order to move to Texas.
Yeah.
Karak ended up getting released from probation.
Not even a release from, not even a permission to get into Texas. Just a whole, you're free. You're a free man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So when she was 17, she did armed robbery. So she cannot get off probation until all of her restitution is paid, which I think is like $10,000 or the year 2030. So when Brittany, she goes in to see her parole officer. When she comes out, she's cussing, screaming, crying.
Of course, we know she lost.
They denied her, and she has to wait another 40 days before applying again.
Wow.
So she is going to have to live with her aunt while he goes to live in the apartment in Texas. Apparently, that was like a rule or condition that the parole officer told her, that she had to live with a family member. She and Karak are not married. So, yeah.
Yeah, my whole thing is, hey, now the situation sucks when you find out I'm off probation. Now I'm free. And now he really feels like the situation sucks. He like, I can go.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, right? I don't understand why y'all not married. And this is not even like get married because we believe in marriage. It's like, if y'all willing to move to a whole nother state together and things like that, and basically invest time into your lives to the whole point where y'all going to Texas from Virginia, just get married.
Yeah, you already tied your lives together.
I'm about to say, just get married. Now she had to live with a family member. If you was married, you would be the family member. And guess what? It's not like she would be housing with someone who's on probation.
True.
So now, guess what? Stop crying. Stop cussing in the parking lot. Parole officer looking at you from the window.
Yep.
Go down to the courthouse. Get married and things like that. And say, hey, I need to talk to a family member, right? Okay, 45 days. I'm going to move in with my husband.
Yep.
Right? And my name's going to be on the lease. So I say for my man, go to Texas. Go to work. You go to your aunt's house. Don't be mad. Don't be mad at me either, because I gotta work. And then we will come back to this in 45 days, in 40 to 45 days.
Yep. So we move on to Z and Troy.
Yeah.
So Z is asking Troy who he's texting. He's just talking to his friends. He's talking about his guys checking on him every day. So Z has him go to see a psychic with her. Apparently, last time she had a breakdown before. She doesn't want to feel that way again, so she needs the support of her husband.
Okay.
So they get to the psychic, and she asks about the nonprofit, and the psychic tells him that you guys are going to be coming across a lot of chaos, a lot of change is going to be happening. Troy doesn't quite believe it, and the psychic brings up how there is a female energy around Troy that is drama filled. It doesn't feel like it's the baby mama, maybe like an ex or somebody from the past,
or maybe a present. Right. Somebody who's like, because I could think of someone who's sitting right next to him who feel all the drama. You know what I'm saying? So
Z ends up walking out. She has it in her head that Troy is cheating on her. So she asks him if he's cheating, and he says no. And Z was like, well, he's always on the phone, always texting. Troy offers her access to the phone, and she's like, well, people can delete anything.
Okay, so what the hell you want then?
She says that she can admit when she's wrong and when she's made a mistake, and she's not going to string somebody along.
Yeah.
Troy tells her that they just need to focus on, number one, getting through the psychic session and then going to see her parents. So they walk back in to see the psychic, and the psychic clarifies that she doesn't feel like he's cheating. It feels like it's just somebody from the past. Z has to trust her intuition, but they are about to go through a lot of lessons. So when things trigger her, she has to determine how she's going to react to it.
And you know what's funny? Even though, you know, psychics are witchcraft and things of that nature, there is such thing as, like, they could be telling the truth. It's just like, hey, you don't want to tap into those type of worlds. You get what I'm saying? Maybe Z is the ex. Maybe she's the drama-filled person, and maybe the psychic is years or months ahead, and basically speaking of the future, basically like, I see a chaotic woman in your life. It's not an ex, because it may be the present,
right?
But she's not an ex yet. You get what I'm saying? Maybe it's Z, because the only thing we see, the only person we seen yell and act a fool is Z.
Right.
We saw her on Love After Lockup. And life after Lockup, or something like that. I think I got the titles right, because they got Love During, Love After, Lockup. They got a lot of things that's just mixed in. Yeah. So I'm like, listen here, man. Like, I find it very interesting, especially if you grew up in church, that you would go see a psychic, Z, and you will put your trust in seeing a psychic. I'm with Troy with the whole thing of, I don't want to sit down and talk to no psychic if she ain't gonna give me no money. We got problems that we need to deal with, and you want to over here just want to get some type of peace of mind if somebody tell you some good nothings. But at the same time, I'm like, you still gonna have those problems and things of that nature. And now you got bigger problems because, or at least you think you got bigger problems. And Troy's like, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm just chilling. She was like, she don't be lying to me. And I'm just like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Okay.
So Z ends up apologizing to Troy for blowing up on him, and they get to her parents' house.
Yeah.
So the dad is trying to tell him to come to church on Sunday, and he explains that they have been working a lot, but you know, they're having issues when it comes to getting the kids that they need for the program.
Yeah.
So if they could have 50 kids, it can show that there's a need in the community, so they can start getting these grants.
Now here's my thing, right? There's a lot of nonprofits, a lot of them, right? And when it comes to grants, it's almost like you got to compete for them in some way. What did they think that, for one, because we saw when they came to work that time, that they were so focused on work that Troy was rolling up something that they could smoke after work. That's how focused he is on work, right? What make you think that when you didn't even have one kid, 2 kids, he said, we got the counselors, we got the professionals, we just ain't got the kids. You need to go get the kids. Like, you need, like, before you start a nonprofit, you need it to be a staple in that community first. And Troy haven't been home long enough to be, like, consistent and things like that in the neighborhood. You see, I feel like Troy is a good advocate for, like, young teenagers who may, like, want to feel like they want to live in their life and things like that. And if he would have built up trust in the community first, then start a nonprofit, then he will have the kids. But I just felt like they just be like, we gonna do this, and then next thing you know, they like 4 months behind on rent.
Well, see, that's what Z should have been doing while he was locked up, but they made him manager of community outreach when he just got out in the community.
Yeah,
like that's no.
but Z was so focused on seeing the psychic and cheating on Troy.
Yeah.
And being with Troy. She is not in the community.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So the mom is commending them on their efforts for this nonprofit, but she also tells them that the devil is going to try to come between them to tear down the good things that they are building.
Yeah,
so Z tells them that she's been seeing a psychic, and she shares with them what the psychic said. And the mom tells them, you know, what kept them, as far as like the mom and the father, is their faith in God.
Yes.
And the psychic is witchcraft.
It is.
And the father tells him, look, your life is in God's hands. He spoke her destiny over her when she was a baby, and they don't need to be listening to what no psychic has to say.
Yeah, and like, you saw how he said it. He said, and that's enough on that.
Yep.
I don't know how he did it, but he was like, that's enough on that. I was like, all right, my guy.
Yeah.
Listen, the father's a character. What are your thoughts on Z and Troy? I think they're just a mess.
You know, I think they're a mess. I like Troy, more than Z. I feel like he's a little more level-headed, but at the same time, if he's willing to be with this girl and deal with all the craziness that is her, then you know what? Who am I to step it away? So enjoy your life together.
Yeah, my thing is, I did like Troy until I saw that Facebook Live, and now I'm off both of them.
Yeah.
Because Troy, I'm like, Troy, you look high out of your mind. Talk about you a real gangster. Talk about you really get it out in the street. Ask about you. I did ask about you. Nothing came back.
Yeah, y'all are equally
so it's like, it just is what it is. Anything else?
That's it.
Listen, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. We will be back with y'all next week. Y'all be good.
Bye.